back and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make these tiny little teardrop beads. You can make them in lots of different colours, you can put rhinestones in them, you can use your coloured leaf, you can make variegated colours, so where they're going from one colour right down to another one, or you can make solid colours just like this, specific for a project that you want to do. You can make them in lots of different sizes. I have this little tray of all different size shaped teardrops that I can use for different projects, but the one that I've used to make these ones is these little micro cutters. These ones I got off, what was it? It was Etsy. It was a UK seller, but if you wanted to go even smaller, there's these even more micro cutters, and these ones came from America. And then, or you can get like these ferrules that's shaped into whatever shaped it is that you're wanting. I can just about see that. So depending on what size you're wanting is obviously what size cutter you go. If you've not got a cutter, you can make yourself a template and cut them out by hand using a craft knife. It would take you a lot longer, but it's possible. You don't always have to have the cutters. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make them. So to get started making some of our teardrop beads, I've just conditioned some clay. I'm doing it as a skinner blend just so that I've got a variety of different shades of the same colour. This is just so in future, because I'll be making these ahead of time, but if you're making them for a specific project then you can make them just the colour you want, whereas I'm just making them ready for in the future and then I've got something to pick from. So I've just got some regular female white, and this one is brilliant blue, female brilliant blue. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a skinner blend. Now you probably know what a skinner blend already is. If you do, then you can fast forward through me jabbering on for a bit. But if you haven't, a skinner blend is basically making some clay that's in varied colours by putting it through your pasta machine, or just rolling it if you've not got a pasta machine, in the same direction every time, and then it will change it into different shades. So I've basically done that at an angle because I'm going to be folding them through, and then I'll pull this bit here, going the right way, and then I will fold these in half, and then just roll it off a little bit so that it's not so hard going through the pasta machine. And then I'm going to keep putting it through the pasta machine folded side first. So it'll come out like this, and then you just need to keep doing that. Make sure you fold it the same way, because if you don't, you'll not get the right blend. You just probably need to just keep going until you've got it to the blend that you want. And it can take quite well depending on what colours you're using, because some colours are more dominant than other ones. So I'm going to carry on doing this and then I'll come back. Got my blend all finished, so as you can see now I've got that varied colour going from the deeper blue down to a paler one, and then I've got a little bit of white at the end. If you don't want any of the white ones, you could always just fold it back over the other way and put it in, just make sure that it's all blue. But I'm going to just use it as it is. Now depending on how thick you want your beads will depend on if you want to fold your clay in half and make it thicker than what it is. This is on the thickest setting of my pasta machine, and it's probably about 3 or 4 millimeters thick, this one. So depending on, like I say, how thick you want them to be is whether if you actually need to reduce it down and then fold it over again so it'll make it ever so slightly thicker. Because this is thickest setting, what I've been doing is I've been taking it down 2 or 3 settings and then I've folded it in half. So I'm going to do that now. So as you can see, this is the piece of clay that I've got, and it's about 5.5 inches by 5 inches. So I'm going to take it down to a number 3. So it's pretty much nearly doubled. So if I fold this in half now, I'll leave it as the So I've got a straight line now where I'm going. If you just push any air out, look what it is. Okay, and this is now thicker than what my thickest setting was, so this will make a thicker bead for me. Now if you've got any of these little air pockets, I'm going to just pierce it and pop it back in. Now the next thing that you're going to need is some cutters. Now these are all different ones that I've got. Make sure I've zoomed in right and not blurred. There we go. And these are all different ones that I've collected over the years. These ones are just some ferrules, I think that's what they're called. I've just shaped them into teardrops myself. This is a micro cutter that I've used in some of my other videos. These ones are, I'm not sure where I've actually got them from. I think it was when I first started doing clay, and it was in the Fimo set of basic shapes. I think that's where they're from anyway. But there's all different sizes that you can do, so depending again on what you want to do for your project is to which size you're going to use. I've been using this micro cutter, but as you can see I've got all different ones, so if I wanted to make different size ones I can do. It's just down to you what you want for your stash. And then it's as simple as this. So you just want to take your cutter and use some water, just spray it onto my cutting mat. I'm just dipping it in that, and then I'm going to start from this side and push it down, and then it's staying down on the mat, and that is what I wanted to do. In fact, I'm going to alternate them around the other way so I can get more out of my clay. So if you do it this way, if you did them all the same way, it'd go a little bit wider, but do it alternating it, we're using the teardrop. You can get more out of a row. So, oh, see that one's stuck, so if you get that, just take something and push it out of your cutter, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to get either a needle tool or just a regular pin, and then I'm going to skewer it from the bottom going through to the top. So I'm going right in the middle, and then I'm holding either side in between my fingers, and I twist the pin gently. This is so that it doesn't stretch the clay, and it goes through gently and then it comes out the other end. So that's how I'm skewering them. The other way that you could do is going across this way if you wanted to do them top forming one, or straight front to back. I'm just doing mine this way because I'm thinking that I'll be using mine on fringe or something like that. So I'm going to go away and make lots of these little teardrops, and I'll come back and see what I've got. I just wanted to show you what I'm doing with the sides of it. So as some of the beads have come out, they're a little bit fuzzy around the edges, so I'm just using my finger just to smooth them out, just so that they have a better finish to them. Some of them have been coming out alright, but some have just been a little bit more fuzzy than the other ones. So that's all you need to do. So I just wanted to show you that in case you have that happen to you. I just wanted to show you something else that you can do with your beads, and that's just putting some little rhinestones on them. If you're doing bigger ones, then obviously you can put the larger rhinestones on, but with me just doing the small ones, I'm putting the nail size rhinestones on. And I'm just taking some Fimo liquid gel, or you could use liquid sculpting, you know, just bacon bond, something like that, and I'm just coating the top of the beads with a brush, so because you don't actually need all that much on it. Or if you've got some of the UV nail adhesives that you know that you put the rhinestones on, that you set under a UV lamp, and then they're stuck there really solid. I just want to show you something that probably more people have with the liquid clay. So I'm just going to go for third size up, I think. I want you to be able to see. I'll look like that one, fourth one. And I'm just going to, sorry, I've got the fan on and it's blowing the paper up. I'm just going to put the rhinestone in the centre, get it to where I want it, and push it down. And that's it. And it's doing the exact same process, but you're just adding a little rhinestone to it, so you've got that little bit of sparkle with it as well. And the other thing I wanted to show you while I remember is when you get this left over from you doing all your beads, this is what's left of your skinner blend. You can just squish it all back up together, compress it, and then you can still use what's left of it. You just have to run it through your pasta machine, and then you can just make some more lovely beads from it. So it's not going to get wasted, because we don't want to waste any of our pretty clay. So as you can see, I'm getting quite a bit more of the dark blue on this one now, so I might add some more white to it, so I'll get some more of the paler colours. I'll just run this through. Got a bit of clay from my pasta machine, probably needs some cleaning. Hold it over again. That's better. So you've got lots of clay left for you to be able to make some more beads. So I'll go off and make some more. The next way I'm going to show you how to do these teardrop beads is I've made a rainbow blend, just another skinner blend. I've done this on a previous video, I think 2 or 3 videos ago before. It's just the same colourways. I've just got a red, a yellow, a blue and a purple. So that's all you need. You don't have to have that many colours anyway. But what I'm going to do is I've just cut off a 1-inch strip of this, and we're going to make the colours come closer together. So we need to basically make this thinner and longer, and it'll make sense in a minute. So I'm just going down a setting at a time, and you want to get it to the thinnest setting that you can deal with for your specific needs. So that's just gone a bit longer, but so we've got this really long strip. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to fan fold the clay, but instead of doing it the widthways that we usually do, I'm going to do it the lengthways. So I'm doing a really thin fan fold, and it'll make sense in the end, in a bit, once it's all gone together. So as you're making the fan fold, you'll just see the colours are just getting closer and closer together. Don't worry if it's going in a shape like that, so we're going to be rolling it out again, but the other way. Now if you didn't want to have this many colours in it, you could just stick with the 2 colours that we've used on the other ones. This is just so that you can get more variety in your beads, and you've got some, sort of like different style of different ones that you can use for projects. It just depends on what you want. So right now I'm going to flatten it out and just straighten up the shape. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to try and squeeze them together just a little more. Because as you can see, my cutter's not going to get all the colours in. Now if you want all those colours to be in, then you just keep squishing it and making it so that the closes are go together, and you just pull. And then when you've got it to the right width of what you're wanting, then you can use your pasta machine to stretch it out, or your rolling pin if you've not got a pasta machine. I think I'm gonna, I'm just about there actually. just pull it and just keep turning it just so that you get an even pressure on it. So let's have a perfect. So now you just take it down to the setting that you want for the thickness of the beads that you want, and we're going to run it through this end first rather than just one side. It's going through this way. So I've got it on a number 1 again now, and you've got all your colours closer together. Now it's widened out just a little bit more, and it's gone back through the machine, so squish it a little bit more, and then I think we should be alright with that. Now if you want to fold it and double it over again, you can do, and just take it down to another setting. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to see, now I'll leave it as the thickness that it is, and then when we're done with the other ones, we're just going to cut mine. I'm going to get my water, so my water's just so the cutter doesn't stick. Just make sure your clay is stuck down to your cutting mat, and it should help you with getting them out. So dip your cutter in the water like before, and then I'm just going to have one teardrop going one way, just push it out. So I've got one there, and then to make the most of the strip, place your teardrop going the other way, and that way you're getting more variety in your beads. And then again, if they come out and they're just a little bit, I'd say furry on the edges, just use your finger just to smooth them out, and then you can skewer them just like you did before. So I'm going to get all these cut out and skewer them and baked, and I'll come back. Another way that I've thought that we could do these drops is by just taking some translucent clay. This is sculpted translucent, and I'm going to do some in gold and some in silver with gold leaf. Now I wanted to see what they actually bake like and come out, so I've just conditioned a little bit of this, and then I know if they bake well and it comes out looking how I want it to look like, then I can easily make some more, because I've not mixed any colours with these. I'm basically just doing this as a test run. I'm going to put gold leaf in one and silver leaf in the other one, and I'm going to create the beads like we have done before. Now most gold leaf comes in sort of like square pegs like this, but you can get silver, bronze, lots of different colours. I've just got gold, silver and bronze. But I've also got this, which is what I got from Crafter's Companion in, I think it was a Christmas, one of their sets that they bring out, one of the ranges, and whoop, and I've got my fan on and it's blowing it out. And I'm just going to put some of this in. It's basically gold leaf. It's gilding flakes they call it, but I find that to buy the actual you know, the sheets of it is probably cheaper from you know, like AliExpress or Wish or something like that. You can get them on Amazon, but if you don't mind waiting a little while, you know, for you to get your leaf, whatever colour you're going for, then I'd probably say just go on one of the Chinese websites and get some of those. And I'm putting a fair bit in because I want it to come out, I suppose I'm thinking it'd be a bit like amber with the gold one, because we've got the translucent colour but then we're adding the gold to it, so whether if it'll turn it into more of a gold sort of look, or whether if it'll just, you know, have that added sparkle, either way I'm going to like it anyway. But if I want to do more of it, then it's easily done because I've not got to mix an exact colour. So this, if you're wanting to make you know, lots of it, but you just want to test it to see what it's looked like, and say if you have done a colour blend and you wanted to see what it's like, just do a little bit of it to start with, and then bake a few, see if it turns out how you want it to turn out, and then take it from there, and then you can use the rest of your blend the way that you want to. So I've just stuck it to outside, and all I'm going to do is just condition it into the clay by squishing and rolling, and then I'll use the pasta machine eventually when it's started being a bit more reasonable to me, because now it's going a bit sort of it's not wanting to stick together as well, because I've conditioned it really well, and I've put some translucent clay in it, liquid clay in it, just so that it'd stick together. But because I've put the gold leaf in, obviously it's got an added thing into it, so it's not wanting to do that yet. But it's just a case of just keep doing this. You know, it's like kneading dough, I suppose. You know, for bread, you're basically just making sure that it gets dispersed all the way through. So I'm going to go do this, because you don't want to sit and watch me doing this. It'll probably take about 5-10 minutes so just to get it so that it's fully through and all those flakes have broken up. And I'll mix the silver leaf as well, and I'll come back and I'll show you what it turns out like. I decided to go ahead and do some copper as well, and you can certainly tell the difference between the three. So you've got, let's tilt my light so you can see it a little bit better. Just see all those lovely little flakes, glittery flakes that's in it. Excuse my noisy neighbours, and you can hear that over the camera. And then this is the silver. Don't know whether if it's giving it all the credit that it should, but it is really sparkly. I'm really looking forward to seeing how these turn out. And then this is the copper. Now that probably has put more colour into it than I expected it to do. So depending on how much of the colour you actually want to show, you know, just keep adding more leaf to it, whether if you're wanting it a dark one or a lighter one. So I'm going to go away and make some beads with these. You don't need to see me how to do them again, but I'll come back once they're baked, and then you can see what it's like when they're done. Right, I've got them all baked and finished now, and just wanted to show them as they've come out of the oven. None of these are glazed, so you're getting the colour as they are before they're glazed. I just wanted to show you, you know, you can leave them like this unless they've actually got something on the coating on the outside of it, then you don't have to glaze them. Even these one with the translucent clay that have got the coloured leaf in them, the leaf's trapped inside the polymer clay, so you don't need to glaze them if you don't want to. I probably will do. I like them to have a bit of a shine or a sheen to them, but it's totally up to you whether if you want to do that or not. These pink ones I'd already done previously when I was thinking of the video, but these are just the little rainbow ones that I showed you. So doing it with that little rainbow blend, you can get them so you've got the red at the bigger end of the teardrop at the bottom, or you can have the red right up at the tip with you doing the alternating ways round of cutting them out. These are the blue ones that we just mixed with some white, so we've got varying shades of just one colour. Some of these have got the rhinestones in that I showed you how to pop in. So even if you're just wanting one specific colour for a project, but you want different shades of that colour, you can just put white in and just do a simple skinner blend, and it will have different shades all the way throughout that piece of clay. Now with these translucent ones, this is the silver. I wanted to show you the clays as they were before they were baked. Now they're a lot paler before they're baked, but it's probably not doing them justice actually on the camera for all the flakes that you can see. I think it's probably with the reflection of the lights, but you can just see all those tiny flecks of silver within them. They're really nice. I really do like those ones. I think I'll be making some more of those. These are the gold ones, so these have gone sort of you know, a pale gold. It's actually coloured it itself, so as you saw the clay before, it was just completely translucent. There was no colour there at all, so I really do like these. And then these were the copper ones, so these have gone a bit more orangey, so it just shows you how the you know, just the basic coloured leaves that you can get. You know, they can colour your clay just as much as what the coloured ones are that you can get. I've actually not got any of those, also would have made some to show you what they look like. But you can use these for fringe, for bead embroidery. You can use them as individual bead, you know, sort of like them in earrings. You can make them all different sizes in all different colours, just depends on what you want to use them for. So I hope that's inspired you to have a go at making some yourself. If you've liked the video, if you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be appreciated. And if you're not subscribed, if you consider subscribing, that'd be appreciated too. I also just wanted to tell you about a Facebook group that I've started recently. It's called Becca's Crafty Crafters, and it's just for people who watch me and who just maybe want to share their work, and so I can see what you're making, or if you've got any questions, or you just want to meet new people. I just want it to be somewhere that people can come together and get to know other artists, and you know, we can all help each other along. Apologies for the person riding the bike on the road outside. I've got the doors open and it's rather loud. So, but yeah, just come along to the Facebook group if you want to join. There's just a few questions just so I can get a feel of how you are, what sort of craft you are. And I've also got Instagram and TikTok. So if you just search for, I think it's under Becca's Crafts UK. But the link's in the description box below, just like usual. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.